Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Spiritual Journey podcast. My name is Nimish Radi and I'm your host. This is your monthly message for the month of April, channeled through the Akashic Records. While I channel this message, I'd ask you to be open to receiving your own messages, as well as receiving messages through my words. The Akashic Records are a record of everything your soul's been through. Current life, past life, future life, parallel life. And just during this transmission, be open to feeling your energy, your guides around you. Be open to receiving any messages you need through my words. Maybe set an intention, ask a question, and be open to receive. I'm going to say a prayer and then jump into the message. We gather together in light, we gather together in love, we gather together in the message from above. Through the Akashic Records, we understand our greatness. Through the Akashic Records, we understand our wisdom. Through the Akashic Records, we understand what's there. This prayer will help deliver us that. I wish to know this collective in the light of the Akashic Records. Help me to see this collective through the light of the Akashic Records. I wish to know this collective in the light of the Akashic Records. Bring me to feel this collective through the light of the Akashic Records. I wish to know this collective in the light of the Akashic Records. Help me to see this collective through the light of the Akashic Records. Bring me to feel this collective through the light of the Akashic Records. And now the Akashic Records are open. I invite all of our guides, our soul family, any ascended masters, any archangels, any high level beings, any ancestors, any past lives that are here to support us. I ask you to form a circle around us and guide us through this transmission. I invite all of my guides to be present, all ascended beings. Allow me to channel a message to whatever's needed for this collective. I honor you with love and compassion. I honor you with love and compassion. I honor you with love and compassion. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being present. As always, this message is a continuation from the message from the previous months. Remembering that time is a human concept. And this continues to be a transitional time, but this time is different. The energy, the vibration you feel is different. So much of the work being done in the recent past has been integration, clearing your path, removing the things externally that no longer serve. Really forcing you to look at your external world. This shift we're moving into is very karmic. It's time to face your truth. It's time to face the things that you've been holding on to. It's time to let go of those things that no longer serve. We've been asking you to do this for many, many months. But we're entering the period where you can't hide anymore. You can't lie to yourself. This is a period of karmic release. And when you release karma, it's intense, it's deep, it's shifting. We're entering into a period where the planet is going through many, many shifts. Shifts like you've not seen before. The planet is going to feel pain. And of course, you should send love to wherever there's pain. But you also have a choice. Do you let the outside noise consume you? Or do you continue to work on you? Realizing that your light, your presence is needed to set an example for others. And there's no waiting anymore. Of course, you still have work to do. This journey is a lifetime journey. But shining your light unconditionally is what you're here to do on the planet. But also realize that we're entering into this phase of karmic release. And what do we mean by that is any karma your soul chose to release in this journey that is ready to be released needs to be released. People will be found out. There's no more hiding. This phase is a very personal journey. And if you're holding on to things, this phase becomes difficult. But you also have a role that you could play, which could be the calm in the storm. Be the Buddha-like energy as the world around is going through a shift. You can be the calm energy, the vibration. But again, life will be a reflector. Things will feel intense. If you haven't done the work, if you haven't done the release, if you've been running from who you are, you will get found out. For some of you, you've been hiding you from you. Spiritual bypass is a thing, so you do sometimes, you do spiritual work. You tick the boxes. But do you really embrace your darkness? Do you really embrace who you are? Is there a darkness in you that you've been trying to hide? And we all have light and dark. But when you push your darkness away, you give it power. This is a period where you need to embrace you. Everything you've been through over the past few periods has been about shedding your layers, getting to the core of who you are. And this is the final stage. And for how each of you deal with it is different. The phase we've just been in, it's felt like a collective shift. Everybody's been going through things similar. Everybody's going to feel the shift, but you will feel it differently. It depends on a number of things, how much the karma that your soul chose to release in this lifetime. The expansion that your soul wanted to experience in this lifetime. And how honest you've been with yourself. What have you released? What have you been holding on to? What is the essence? What's your intention? Some of you have been waiting for some epiphany, some flash in the sky. What's my purpose? Why am I experiencing all this pain? Looking outside for the answers. But your answers are inside you. Of course, you can work with people to guide you to those answers, but you have to be looking inside. You can't be looking outside. It's time to accept that your soul chose to be here. It's time to accept that you're here for a reason. You were chosen. No more hiding. No more waiting. And what are you really waiting for? This journey, this life journey, this soul being, having a human experience is all about the moment. So if your focus is on the past or the future, that's part of the issue. How much control do you have over the future? Look at the last few months, few years. And you can't change the past. You can learn from it, you can integrate from it. But this phase is really about being in the moment. Being honest with yourself and being true to who you are in this moment. Shining your light unconditionally while continuing to work. Of course, some of you, it's like you want to wait until you're healed before you start shining your light. It doesn't work that way. Everything's a co-creation. You need to shine your light while you're working on you. And of course, we're work in progress. Change is the only constant. There is no standing still. There is no going back to who you used to be. That version of you doesn't exist. It's time to bury all the versions of you that you're holding on to. It's time to let them all go. Sometimes you hold on to a dream of being that person you used to be. Or many times you judge the person you used to be. When you judge yourself today, you're not judging this version of you. You're judging the old version. But that version doesn't exist. What are you looking for? Be honest with who you are today. And yes, you've done a lot of work. You've shifted many layers. You, the universe, your guides, whatever you want to call it, God source, has cleared your path of people that no longer serve. For many of you, yes, your circle is smaller, but it was meant that way. because through this phase you needed to clear clutter, to be able to manifest a new soul family, those that are meant to be with you through this next phase. Allow yourself in this moment just to feel the presence of your guides around you. You all have guides, you all have, and for some of you, you're waiting to see them, you want to know their names, you want to know where they came from. Why does any of that matter? It's your human brain that's trying to understand and put these things in blocks so you can rationalize things. This phase isn't about your human existence, your brain, your ego. You need to understand. This phase is about trusting, about being honest with yourself, looking in the mirror and having an honest conversation about who you are. And again, if you're judging yourself for your physical looks, what you've done in the past, look at who you are today as a soul, as an essence. What's your intention? Let all these things you've been holding on to, let them all go. You've been shedding layers and you're still holding on to some of these layers. Time to let it go. Be gentle with yourself, but be honest. And also allow yourself to feel the essence and the presence of guides around you. If you don't know their names, you don't know what past lives, you don't know, none of that matters. Just trust and feel what's around you. Some of you see, some of you will feel, some of you will hear. Whatever happens to you is perfect for you. For many of you, you'll start by feeling. And you may be frustrated because you want to see, you want to hear. But when you want to see, you want to hear, that's your human brain wanting proof. You'll only believe you have guides when you see them, when you hear them. But what if when you truly let go and trust and you feel what you feel around you, you trust your intuition? What if that allows you to build a stronger connection with your guides? And maybe you're meant to see, maybe you're meant to hear, but what if none of that's important? This is such a transitional time. You need to know that your soul chose to be here. And if you've been trying to fit in, stop. You're here to do something that's never been done before. You're not meant to fit in. Part of your challenge is you've been trying to fit in and that doesn't work. Be honest with yourself. Are you creating an image of you that you feel like everybody wants to see? We're moving into a phase where all these people we put on pedestals, they're all going to come crashing down. This is a phase about individuals, collaborations, and communities. Be authentic, be vulnerable, and challenge yourself. How are you showing up on a day-to-day basis? If you're around people where you need to put on a false you, then challenge yourself about who you have around you. Maybe it's time for people to see and feel the real authentic you. No more hiding. The reality is that people know when you're being authentic at a soul level. They feel it when you're present in a conversation. You're a powerful being that's meant to be here. And for some of you, you're playing small. For some of you, you're playing safe. And for some of you, you're hiding. And we know some of you listen to this and say, well, he's not talking about me, he's talking about someone else. The reality is we're talking to all of you. There's no judgment here. Some of you have been doing the work and you're shining your light and you're showing up in the best way that you can. Of course, there's still work to be done. There's no one's further ahead or behind, or everybody's exactly where they're meant to be in this moment. But this is a pivotal moment. What you choose to focus on this moment is important. As we move into this period where there's so many planetary shifts, it's all happening as it's meant to. The veil of amnesia to truly understand why you're here, to truly understand the core of who you are as soul lover is becoming easier. Maybe your dreams are more vivid. Maybe you just don't feel like you belong in this world anymore. You don't belong in your world. It's almost like you're an imposter in your world. That's because you've outgrown your world. You need to make some shifts. You need to make some changes. You need to look at the people in your world and make some shifts and changes around it. Powerful question to ask is, who are you in this moment? How are you showing up in this moment? What are the things you've been telling yourself that maybe you know aren't completely true? And again, there's no judgment. We're all a soul having a human experience, and sometimes the human gets in the way. The human ego, the human mind wants to control things. And our programming has taught us to be a certain way, to be a certain way around different people, to be a different way, to be a certain way around when you're at work, when you're at home. But playing these roles is getting tiring. Remember the phrase, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Your worlds are merging. Your true authentic self is trying to come through. The layers of who you are and who you've been holding on to is all being shared, is all being released. But this can also be a beautiful time. A beautiful time where you become that phoenix rising out of the ashes. Truly shining your light. This phase we're moving in onto the divide between the conscious and the unconscious, if you want to call it the 3D and the 5D, is just getting wider. Those people that are more present, doing the work, and those that are getting consumed by the outside noise. And there's no right or wrong. Whatever you choose is perfect, is exactly what you need, what you want. But if you're choosing to be conscious, if you're choosing to be present in the 5D, if you're choosing to do the spiritual work, then it's time to stand up and be counted. And we remind you, this is not about ignoring what's happening on the planet and sticking your head in the sand. It's about focusing on you, shining your light, focus on things that you can change. Of course, send love to wherever there's needed. But no, this is a shifting time for the planet. And yes, there will be some souls that need to leave this realm because they're needed elsewhere. But remember, you've been working lifetimes for this phase. This phase the planet's going through has been being prepared for many, many lifetimes. And your soul knew that it needed to be here. Everything you've experienced is training for this lifetime. You have to remember, it's not about what you've been through. It's knowing that everything you've been through is for a reason. It's been teaching you. It's not your story that counts, it's what you do with it. How have you expanded with the pain that you've been through? Whatever you're going through in this moment, if it's painful, what is it teaching you? That's what this phase is about. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control to how you respond. Respond with love, with kindness. This phase continues to be a phase where it's not about long-term planning. It's about taking short-term actions in the moment that feel right, and then trust. It continues to be a trust fall, but it's not a passive phase. Yes, you have a lot of support around you, your guides. This planet has more support from the other realms than ever before. There's also a lot of races watching, curious. Some of this is going to feel like a battle. But know there is a plan. Know there is forces in play that are helping this planet to shift. But you also have a role and responsibility within this shift. Shining your light. Being present in your journey. Stop trying to fit in. But also make sure that you know that you don't need to do this on your own. Look for communities, look for people to collaborate with. But don't again lose yourself in any of that. It is all about balance. It's also important that you look at your spiritual activities. What are you doing to nurture your soul? And is it nurturing your soul, or are you doing things just because you've always done them and you're almost like an autopilot? You have to do things that lift your soul. We always recommend, depending on where you are on the planet, time in nature, time in meditation, time in silence, time in water, time connecting to the elements. Remember, you have a natural connection to the elements, to Gaia. She loves you unconditionally. Allow the love of the Divine Mother to hold your space unconditionally. And you do that by connecting with her. This is the time to truly allow your guides and whatever you believe, whatever God or Source looks like to you, whatever your guide, just trust they're there. Allow yourself to feel they're there. Allow yourself to feel their presence, their power, the energy, their support. Your soul picked them to support you in this lifetime. So many ascended beings are with us at all times, watching us, helping us. But remember, they can only help if you ask. But if you ask for help and you don't believe it's going to come through, then your guides will want to prove that to be true too. Ask for help, but also at the same time, look for your soul family in the earthly realm. And these are people who lift you up, but also keep you honest. And sometimes this can come from your blood family. It can come from your current set of friends. We're not saying change everything. But again, we're asking you to be honest about who's in your world. Remember, and we tell you this all the time, your blood family, you picked your blood family to not always to love you, but always to expand you, always to teach you something. It's your expectations of what a blood family should look like, mother, father, brother, sister, that breaks your heart for some of you. But again, it comes to your expectations. This phase is also about releasing all your expectations of where you feel you should be, who's done you wrong, who's done you right, all of that. Let all of it go. Anyone that you feel has done you wrong is part of their soul, part of your soul contract with them to teach you something. And your lesson's internal. And as you do your internal work, as you release all these things you're holding on to and truly connect to, once you work on your internal world, your external world starts to change. You raise your vibration, shine your light, you will feel the people around you shifting. But again, we remind you, it's not your role to force them to change. It's not your role to force them to shine. It's your role to set an example. If others want to follow your example, perfect, great. Remember that you can only have people around you that are near your vibration. And it doesn't mean all of a sudden you have to cut everyone out of your life, but you need to stop giving your power away to people and retain your power and raise your vibration. This is a beautiful time for the planet. Yes, this feels a very intense message, but it is a powerful time for the planet. There is a lot of support for you here. We're asking you to be authentic. We're asking you to be yourself at a soul level. Removing the layers of everything that you thought you should be and what labels you give yourself. It's all labels. You as an essence is all about your essence, your intention, your light. And being honest with yourself. This is a time to be present. There is, like we said, there's going to be chaos around you at times. So much shifting. Some of this shifting is going to feel like a tornado. But you need to remain the calm in the middle. And if you choose to continue to hide, then it's very possible you'll be part of that tornado. Do not take this message lightly. If you listen to this, you're listening for a reason. But also know there's so much love around you at this time. Love from Gaia, from Mother Earth. Love from your guides. And there's also so many light workers being activated. So many people wanting to engage their light differently. Shifting with love. And again, be careful of putting people on a pedestal. Look for authentic beings who you feel connected to. Trust your intuition. It's not the words that people say, it's the intention and the energy and the vibration that goes with those words that touch your soul. So listen to your heart, listen to your soul. When you feel a connection, honor that connection. This really is a phase of trusting your heart, your spirit. I talk to your human and your ego and let them know that this is a phase for them to trust. Let go of expectations. We know that you, the human in you, had expectations of how your life should look. But remember, you're a soul, so it means that everything you've been through, it's been about expanding your soul. It's been about releasing karma. If you had expectations of financially being in a different place, having a different home, being in a relationship, all of that is your expectations and your programming. What if in this moment, as we close this message, you trust you're exactly where you're meant to be? You trust in the power of who you are. And you focus on what you feel and what you're going to do in this moment. Your past is your past, your future is your future. Your power, your essence, and your place on this planet all depends on this moment. And then the next moment, and the moment after that. What you choose to focus on in this moment has a direct connection to what you feel in the next moment. So this moment can change your life forever. What's your intention in this moment? What do you choose to focus on in this moment? Know that you're a powerful being. Yes, you're human, but you're so much more than that. This is your time to accept that. This is your time to accept that you're a powerful being. And your gifts, your light, aren't going to consume you in this lifetime. But it's a choice. Choose wisely. We love you very, very, very much. And also remember the people around you are going through a shift. So as you treat yourself kindly, treat others with love. And that doesn't mean letting them walk over you. Stand in your power, not in your ego. We love you very much. This message is complete. I give gratitude to myself and this in this collective for entering the records. I give gratitude to the pinnacle for lighting the way. I give gratitude to this space for the comfort and love. I give gratitude to all of our higher selves for leading us here, for guiding us here. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. The records are now closed, amen. Depending where you are, and just give yourself a moment to become present. Take in a deep breath. If you have some water with you, please drink it. Thank you for listening to that full message. It felt like a very different sort of message. And yeah, I mean, I feel this period we're entering into is different. It's still going to be expansive. It still feels intense. It feels even more personal than the recent times. But overall, I feel like the message was about you. About you accepting your role on this planet. Accepting that you're meant to be more. Accepting that you're meant to shine your light unconditionally. Asking you to let go of your expectations. Look at your world and truly challenge yourself and on what are the parts you're holding on to, what are the parts that doesn't serve you, what are you ready to let go of? Be gentle with yourself, be present. If you feel like I can help, I have a beautiful mentorship program where I guide you to you. I never tell anybody what to do. I'm not here to do that, but I do intuitively hold your space over 12 weeks. I guide you to you. I help you to understand who you are. I help you to release the layers you're holding on to your expectations. And we work on your four bodies, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. I love the work, and I do feel like this is the time to do this sort of work. So, and you know, honestly, I don't ever claim to be perfect. I'm work in progress. I know nothing. You know, it's like whatever comes through me is channeled. And, you know, through this program, I hold your space. I guide you to you. I intuitively lead the sessions, but really I'm connecting to your energy, your vibration, your guides. Book a free discovery call. I can take you through it. And I always say, whoever signs up, it's a soul contract. So if my words resonate with you at a soul level, if you feel like we're meant to work together, then reach out. Book a free discovery call. I do so much more. I mean, I just channeled a message through the Akashic Records. You can also book a personal reading. Group readings doesn't mean you don't get your individual messages. You listen to it for a reason. An individual reading, I connect with your guides and I channel a message through your guides who have full access to your records. In many ways, I'm a vessel for the message, just like I was for the group message. And yeah, it's if you're looking for insights, your guides aren't always, you know, it's if you need to know something, some guidance in what's happening in your world, then you'll receive that. But if you're meant to experience something, your guides aren't going to stop you experiencing it if it's meant to be painful, but they give you insights. So maybe you're ready for Akashic reading. I also do Akashic training. All of that, you know, is available on our website. You can find the link in my notes, and I'm just giving you that information as if you want the help, if it's something in my voice resonates, then reach out. I love what I get to do. I feel very blessed with the work I get to do, and like I said, I'm work in progress too. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm going through the same thing as you guys, right? In terms of, you know, I know my world's shifting. I know there's parts of my current world that I know is shifting, is going to change. I'm very open to my deal with my guides is I'm just going to keep showing up every day. I'm going to keep showing up every day. I've let go of whatever's coming next because I have no control of whatever's coming next. I've just got to focus on this moment and trust and take a leap of faith. And that is what I'm trying to do on a day-to-day basis. So, and I feel very, very privileged, especially if you can listen to the whole podcast up to this point, that you trusted me on this journey, that you trusted me to guide you through this phase. I love this podcast. It was a passion project that I started in October 2020 when my mentor, my friend, Cedric Jeffrey, she passed away in March 2020, and she became a spiritual guide. She pushed me to learn how to read Akashic Records, and then through the records I got the message, my voice, my gift. That's why this podcast started, and I just feel so blessed with the messages I get, being able to share knowledge. I feel like it's very different from other podcasts. I'm not really in sales mode, right? I talk about what I do, but it's more about having an opportunity to channel a message that helps this collective. That's my intention, is to guide you on your spiritual journey and really to simplify spirituality. But this phase that we're in right now feels so different. And, I'm asking you as we close out to truly be gentle with yourself, be kind with yourself, but don't run from yourself. Don't hide. Have an honest conversation and accept that you're meant to be here. The other thing I'd say is be careful about heroes, right? Be careful about putting people on pedestals, because, like I said, this is such a shifting time, and I feel like people will get found out. Rely on you, rely on your guides, rely on your intuition. And of course, like I said, create your soul family. And if you've got some beautiful people around you that you truly trust, they allow you to be you. Well done. If you don't have that yet fully, then create it, manifest it. You deserve it. I'm sending you all so much love and light. I do love feedback. So if this message resonated with you, then please do let me know. Send me a DM, and if it resonated again, then please do share it. Please do comment. It really does help get to more people. And thank you for all your support. If you're a regular listener, thank you. I really do appreciate you. If you're new, then welcome. Again, let me know if you have any feedback. I'm sending you all so much love and light. Take care, and I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.